Everyone keeps talking about Aguero, Rooney, and Batistuta, but I think there's another free epic card that almost nobody is taking seriously, Koller. And after looking at his stats, I genuinely had to ask myself a crazy question. Can free epic Koller actually be the best free bullet header striker Konami has ever given us? Because this card is built for one thing, and one thing only, absolutely destroying defenders in the air. The problem is that eFootball has changed a lot over the last year, and being a pure target man isn't always enough anymore. So today I want to break down this card honestly and figure out whether Koller is actually elite, or if people are getting blinded by one insane stat. The first thing you notice is the obvious one, 202 centimeters. That is ridiculous. Koller is one of the tallest players in eFootball, and when a striker is that tall, every cross suddenly becomes dangerous. Then you look at the actual numbers, 96 offensive awareness, 96 finishing, 101 heading, 90 kicking power, 88 jump, and 100 physical contact. I honestly don't think I've ever seen a free striker with a profile this specialized. Konami basically said, forget dribbling, forget pace, just make him impossible to stop in the box. Let's start with the strongest part of this card, 101 heading. That is genuinely absurd. Combined with 202 centimeters height and 100 physical contact, Koller is probably winning almost every aerial duel against normal defenders. Even elite center backs are going to struggle when a player this tall has 96 offensive awareness, constantly positioning himself in dangerous areas. And if you're someone who likes crossing, especially with players that have edged crossing, this card becomes terrifying. This is where I think Koller becomes different from other free strikers. Most free goal poachers rely on speed, acceleration, or dribbling. Koller doesn't care about any of that. He's the kind of striker that can be completely invisible for 80 minutes, then score 2 headers from 2 crosses and win the match. That's a very unique role, and there honestly aren't many free cards that can replicate it. The 96 finishing is another huge surprise. Usually target men have incredible heading but average finishing. Koller doesn't. 96 finishing means he should also be reliable when receiving the ball inside the box and taking first-time shots. Add 90 kicking power and his shots should have enough power to beat goalkeepers consistently. Now here's the part where I have to be brutally honest. This card has a major weakness, and it's a big one in today's eFootball meta. He's a target man. The current meta heavily rewards quick attackers, fast transitions, and strikers who can turn quickly inside tight spaces. Koller is almost certainly not going to feel smooth on the ball. His dribbling and mobility are not what this card is built for. If you're expecting someone who can receive the ball, beat 2 defenders, and score like Aguero or Mbappe, this is the wrong card. That's why I think your playstyle matters more with Koller than with almost any other free striker. If you play possession football with lots of crosses, Koller could genuinely become one of the most dangerous free strikers in the game. If you use wingers with edged crossing, attacking fullbacks, or midfielders that constantly deliver lofted passes, Koller is going to get chances that other strikers simply can't reach. But if you play quick counter, rely on through balls, and want your striker constantly running behind the defense, I honestly don't think Koller is the best option. He's too specialized for that role. Players like Aguero or even Batistuta will generally feel more versatile and easier to use across different tactical setups. Now let's answer the main question. Can free epic Koller be the best free bullet header striker? Honestly, I think he has a real argument. A lot of free bullet header players have good heading, but they don't have 202 centimeters height, 101 heading, and 100 physical contact at the same time. Koller is basically the extreme version of a bullet header striker. He is built almost entirely around aerial dominance. The funny thing is that some people are going to call this card terrible after using him for 5 matches. And I actually understand why. If you try to play him like a goal poacher, he'll probably feel clunky. But if you use him the way he's designed to be used, crosses, lofted passes, set pieces, and physical battles inside the box, he can be absolutely devastating. I also think Koller is one of those cards that becomes better as the game becomes more physical. Against smaller center backs, he can completely change the way your opponent has to defend. They can no longer ignore crosses. They have to track him constantly, and that alone creates space for other attackers.